We call this a whole note in modern terms, but it's actually called a semibreve if you're going through the English music education system. A breve is short for brevis, which is a short note. Believe it or not, two whole notes, a double whole note in modern terms, was one of the brief notes. This is how long and drawn out music was when these terms were used. A minim was actually the shortest note that was ever used, so that would be the minimal note that would ever played. Nowadays a minim is quite a long note. A crotchet, it refers to the actual shape of the note, as in crochet needle, like a hook. Quaver is from I'm not sure if it's French or Latin, but it means to quiver, because obviously it's faster than the others. And a semiquaver is half quivering, so it's actually, I don't know why it's not called a double quaver in that case, but it is called a semiquaver. So that's a 16th note. So this sounds confusing, but it's probably less confusing than calling them 16th notes. 16 to a bar is great when you've got 4/4, but if you've got 3/4, you don't get 16 to the bar. So then it sort of throws the obviousness of a 16th note out the window, because there would only be 12 to the bar, and they're not called 12th notes. They're still called 16th notes. Similar with eighth notes. If you're in 2/4, you would have 4/8 notes, so there are eighths to a bar. So again, you would have to work it all backwards. So in a way, I think once you've learnt semibreve, breve, semibreve, minim, crotchet, quaver, semiquaver, for modern music, that is pretty much as you will use. There are others. I think the very shortest note, and I can't remember it from memory, is something like a hemi-demi semiquaver, something like that. But that's the origin of the notes. But I will interchange when I'm talking between eighth and quarter notes, or crotchets, or quavers. So that's the origin of these notes. So now let's look at how these are counted in music. When starting with music notation, we're going to use 4 beats to a bar. These are called quarter notes, or crotchets. And at the beginning of the bar, just here, we're going to show a 4 above and a 4 below, and this is called a time signature. And the reason we use this system, it will be telling us that we're using 4 quarter beats, which are these, or crotchets, in every bar. So when you see 4/4, that's the most common popular notation, certainly the one we will start with when we're learning, and you'll see 4 of these to a bar. Now if I put the click on, which is going to be at 70 beats per minute, and it will sound like this. So these are quarter beats, so this is how we will count it. Looking at this bar, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this whole note here is going to have 4 beats, and if I turn the piano sound on, it will sound like this. Okay, I'll turn off the click so you can hear just the piano. So that's 4 beats in that shape there, if you like, that semibreve, the round symbol. Now if it has a tail on it, there will be 2 of those to a bar, and each one of those is 2 beats. And again, if I was to turn on the piano sound, and I'll leave the click on so that you can hear the beats. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, without the click. Now let's go to the next one down, which is this one here, quarter notes. And if I turn the click on, you'll hear. Now the next one is a little bit more interesting, because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. This is where our beats land, and if I turn the click on and I'll play that, you can see the click in there. So these are divided up into halves, if you like. So half of a quarter is an eighth, so that's why we call them eighths. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 a bar. This line here denotes a bar, and if there was more of these afterwards, each line down would be 4 beats within that bar. It would separate the music into groups of 4 beats. Now here it will be 1 and 2, and let's play the click, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and the piano will sound like this. Let's take it back to the beginning. And then we'll go to the last one. And again, we've still got the same click, remember, it's still 4 beats to the bar, and they're still at 70 BPM. So we're looking at 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a... Let's add the piano on that last one so you can hear what it sounds on the 16th beats. Now there is no pulse. You can't hear like a strong 1 beat and a 2 beat. If you was doing this, if I add on the quarter notes, you'll hear a pulse now. Can you hear the 1, 2, 3, 4? And often a lot of music, certainly as you're starting out, will have this pulse to it. Later on there will be certain beats which are emphasized, but for now these will be our stronger beats. This is our strongest beats, the downbeat. If I was to change these, say to, let's change these to claps, and let's have a look at claps. So this will be our clap. And this is a good way to learn your timing. So you clap the beats. Now we move on to 2 beats. Are you clapping? Clap and clap. Now we go to quarter beats after the last one. Now the last one will be the 16th, and I'll do it after the last 16th. If I turn them all on, you will hear more emphasis of the music, as you would be most often playing it